Okay, everybody, welcome back. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a case study of the process of how to create a listing appointment, how to obtain the client. Okay. And as I mentioned, we're going to go through a walkthrough mock case of this. Then I'm going to show you guys an actual case study, a recorded phone call I had with a client, a recorded Zoom call I had with the client, which resulted in a listing agreement and a double-sided deal where we handled the buyer and the seller. Okay. Turn my ringer off here. Okay. All right. If you guys have any questions while we're going through this, just ask, okay? So how to create a listing appointment. Okay. The first thing that we need to do is step one. You have to become proficient with land voice. And we're going to have a training on land voice alone after this. Okay. So you're going to contact the potential seller through land voice. There's video trainings and everything on land voice's site. And I'm going to walk you guys through them, and we're going to go through those so you guys can understand how the system works. Okay, so the goal of the communication, the goal of the communication is the leads we are calling are the hottest seller leads possible. Okay, these leads within 24 hours and recently have been on the market and have come off the market, usually because a contract expires or it gets canceled because they're not happy with their agent. Okay, the sellers are usually upset, frustrated, and they're sick and tired of incompetent real estate agents promising them things, not delivering them, tell them they can get things done, and they disappear. This is what you're facing when you're talking to these people. So initially, on our call, we need to break the ice and inform them who we are, what we do, and logically, they will see what we bring to the table is unlike any other people that they're dealing with. Okay, once they realize this, there's usually a thankfulness and an appreciation in which we start a relationship with these people. Now, I know of no other brokerage or company that trains this way. I've been in this business since I was 19 years old. Okay, they tell you, go get a lead, go get a deal, go get a contract. That's all they tell you. They don't tell you what you're up against. Okay, you have 40, 50, 60 people trying to call these people. Okay. Now think about that fact. There's hundreds of thousands of agents here, and only 40, 50, 60 are doing a job. And of those 40, 50, and 60, they're reading scripts. Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, Keller Williams, all that stuff, right? They're just going through scripts that no one is teaching them how to have empathy for these people and how to bring any value to the table. They're just trying to get the listing, okay? So that's what you're up against. You got the hottest leads you can find. They want to sell their house, right? They were just on the market. They want to sell their house. They want to sell their property. So it's the hottest lead you can have. However, you got to break that ice because they don't want to deal with you because they think you're like everybody else. Okay. And especially now, everybody's looking down at real estate agents. Some people say, oh, we're going to wait until we don't have to pay a buyer's agent for listings, which that doesn't make sense because if they don't want to pay a buyer's agent, they can do that today. They don't have to wait. You want to wait 3 months to not pay a buyer's agent and maybe lose 10, 15% on the value of their house if the market goes down? Just do the listing now and don't pay a buyer's agent. What's the difference? Right? That solves that problem. Right? So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. If you look at the media, you look on YouTube, you see all this stuff, how they're putting real estate agents down, degrading them. Well, you know what? Honestly, I agree with them because 90% of them suck. And that's a fact. They lie, they cheat, they steal, they would rob their mother for 5 cents. Most of them. I deal with them every day. I have to go show a property on Wednesday for a commercial property. The agent is on vacation. The assistant, I've been going back and forth. I just got to confirm an appointment for 5 p.m. She said, there's no lockbox there. Can you come by our office and get the key? I said, yeah, I'll come get the key, but you could pick it up from my office when I'm done. I'm not your errand boy. Right? So that's that. I mean, these people are in left field of the wrong stadium. They're not even in the right stadium for the game. They're useless people. And if any of you's dealt with these agents, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm tired of it, right? So this is why we're designing our system here to get the listings and bring the buyers and not have to deal with any other agents. That's the plan. And you know what that means too? We keep the money. We make all the money. We don't need them. And that's where it's going. That's where the business is going. Okay, so step one, any questions about that? Anybody have any concerns about that? Any feedback? Everybody's okay there? Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna come to the office Wednesday so I can get some hands-on with
Okay.
the land voice and stuff.
Okay, for sure. Absolutely.
When you told them that you had to come back to your office and pick the key up, what did they say?
No. She said you can come by our office and get the key, before the showing. And I have other properties to show. I'm not just going by your office to get the key. I said, okay. I said, I'll come by and get the key. But I said, when you want your key back, you can come pick it up from my office because I don't have time to bring it back.
Right, and what did she say?
They haven't answered me yet.
Oh, okay.
And I have it all documented. It's all documented because the next thing I'm going to do is go knock on the owner's door and show them.
Because a lot of them do that here, and that really annoys me.
Yeah. Listen, I don't care anymore. I'm going to go right to the seller and say, look, I'm trying to sell your property. This is what I'm dealing with. And they want to make a complaint against me? Go ahead.
And you know what? That's
ethics. They violated ethics right there. So
Mhm.
go ahead, make a complaint.
I did the same thing. Okay, we're on the same page. Okay.
I don't care. I don't care anymore. My weight will carry me where I got to go. Also, just real quick, they may be making a national MLS system. And we may not have to be a member of NAR, Florida Realtors, or local rules. You join one for the whole country.
Yeah, I saw your post about that.
Yeah. So that may be coming sooner than later. So we're going to see how that works out. So that's something that you see in a capitalistic society, in a world where business, and capitalism works, as long as it's not hindered, which it is, there's always going to be something that finds a way to make it work.
Yeah, but I don't know that would be a very good thing because that opens the competition to realtors in every state as opposed to just, the ones that are in the MLS that you're currently, using, Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's probably going to be expensive. Like CoStar, I pay 10 grand a year, 15 grand a year to be in that. But what would happen is, if that's the case, the brokerage can have it and the agents can use it. It would be all under the brokerage though. Then that way every agent don't have to pay the 10 grand a year or whatever it is. Like I could have it at the brokerage and I could put, obviously it's the brokerage listing it and then the agent can be the co-agent on it. Which that way each one is each co-agent, but then you guys don't all have to pay whatever money it is. I can just pay for it out of the brokerage, right?
Right.
So that's one way that could work. I don't know. I mean, who knows how it's going to be exactly, but that's something really cool if that comes about. So, all right. So that's number one. So we're all good on that. Contacting them, why we're contacting them, who we're contacting, why they're a hot lead, right? We got all that. Now, the next step is to break the ice with them. Okay. Now, you got to understand, none of us like phone calls from people trying to sell us something, right? So you got to put yourself in the shoes of the other person. And you have to connect with them. You have to make them want to say, well, who is this? I think I want to know what they're talking about. Okay. And that's what you have to get out of them. That's what you have to get into them. Okay. And it's harder and harder. Now, what I want you to understand is not only do you have these 50, 60 people calling them, you have a lot of agents now that are scared and are trying to become listing agents because they've been successful being buyer's agents, but they can't get paid anymore. And there's going to be a lot of hurdles. So a lot of these people are going to try to become listing agents. So you're going to get a lot of these incapable people and untrained people calling these people as well. So it's a double-edged sword. They're going to have more calls coming in, but it's going to be easier for you. If you can get through to them, it's going to be easier for you to sell them because there's going to be more noise and more gibberish. When they hear somebody who knows what they're talking about, they're going to listen if they're serious people, right? If not, screw them, go to the next one. So the lead you're calling is receiving many calls from other agents who also purchase these leads. See, just because I buy Land Voice, how many other agents buy Land Voice, Red X, Vulcan 7? There's 25 companies out there that sell the same information back to agents. So, I mean, there's 300,000 agents. Anybody can buy this. There's no limit. It's not just your leads, right? So there's many unqualified people and the typical scripts are pushed on them. Okay. The people, they're upset, they're aggravated, and they're sick of typical useless agents calling them. Okay. This is what we need to overcome and break through. So in the first couple seconds, you got to overcome this, or they're just going to hang up or just not going to listen to you. Okay. What you need to do is in a very limited amount of time is grab their attention and let them know your value and what we bring to the table. So how do we do this? Okay, there's one way to do this. There is only one way to do this, okay? You have to show them our status, our abilities, and the results we deliver in an appealing way. Has to be in an appealing way to them. So you have all these agents calling them, okay? I'm going to show you something really quick before we go into this. I want to show you what you're up against, okay? So if you come in here, that's the audio. Hold on. I just want to show you. I gotta find the Mike Ferry's scripts. I don't have them right in front of me here. You know what? They're online. Matter of fact, they're online for free. You can anybody in the world can go. All right. So when you're talking to people, second here. It's like loading. It's going slow. Yeah. See here. There's all kinds of scripts in here, but I just want to pull up the typical expired listing. And come on. Give it a second to load. I just saying register. I don't want to register. I just want to see it. They used to come right up when he did this. There you go. Here you go. Okay. This is the script that every real estate agent on earth uses. And it's either this or in some other way it's configured. Hi, I'm looking for John. Hi, John. My name's Phil with Pier 21 Realty. I'm sure you figured out your home came up on the computer as an expired listing, and I was calling to see when you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of selling your home. If you sold this home, where would you go next? Okay. How soon do you have to be there? Well, what do you think stopped your home from selling? How did you happen to pick the last agent you listed with? What did that agent do? What do you feel they should have done? What will you expect from the next agent that you choose? Have you already chosen an agent to work with? I would like to apply for the job selling your home. Are you familiar with the techniques I use to sell homes? What would the best time to show you be? Monday or Tuesday at 5? Come to your house and show you everything. That's what every agent does when they call somebody, one way or another. Okay. That's the typical script over the phone that every agent tries to do. Okay. That's what they teach you on. Now, there's a bunch of variations. There's a bunch of comebacks. There's a bunch of other things, but that's kind of what they use. Okay. Now, if you're getting 60 calls with people saying the same thing to you, we know your house came off the market. We know your house came off the market. Oh yeah, we saw your house didn't sell. We saw, they're saying the same thing to them. What are they going to do different? And then they always try to pitch them. Well, when I come to your house, I'll show you. We do this, we do this, we list this, we do this. This is what they do. And this is why the people are so pissed off. Because they keep hearing the same thing from people. They don't get no straight answer. Right? They're getting the same vague questions and these vague things. Oh yeah, all they want to do is get there to get the appointment. That's what they're trying to get. Does that make sense? This is what these people are trying to do. So this is what you're up against. So how do you have a conversation with people to put a value proposition on the table, right? And that's where this comes in, okay? So on the script, I always say, hello, I'm looking for Jamie. Is this him or is this her? Him, whatever. Jamie could be a guy too, right? I also change it up when I'm talking to people. I say, hi, my name's Philip Simonetta. I'm looking for Jamie. Is this him? I talk just like that. I change my tonality. Hi, my name's Philip Simonetta. I'm looking for Jamie. Is this him? Now, right off the bat, they're like, who is this? They're asking to speak to me. First of all, they told me who they are. I'm not sure who that is. So they always answer. They're always like, yeah, this is that person, whoever. And at that point, they're already wondering who you are. Sometimes they'll say, listen, are you one of these real estate people calling me? I'm like, man, I'm like, and I'll say, excuse me. And then they'll say it again. I'll say, well, we own a real estate school and brokerage. I'm not sure who's calling you, but we own a brokerage and school. And I get right into that to give them some stability who we are. We're not just an agent calling them, right? So what I'll tell them is like, so Jamie, I mean, obviously we have not met yet. I said, my name's Philip, like I said, and I'm calling to introduce myself to you. Just need a few moments of your time. I promise you'll thank me after this call. Just like that. And they'll either, well, I don't have much time. Now listen, if they tell you they're busy, it's a lie. They picked up the phone, right? If you're busy, do you pick up the phone? Anybody? If you're busy, do you answer the phone? Right. So if they're busy, well, you picked up the phone. Right. So then right off the bat, I tell them who we are and what we do. Okay. Okay. As I said, my name is whatever. My name's Phil, and we have a licensed real estate school, which educates people to obtain a real estate license. Okay. We also, and you can go into the, making agents, brokers and stuff, whatever. I mean, you don't have to, but, and at this time is when you're going to send a text about the school and the brokerage. I'm going to show you that in a second. So at this time here is, we have the school, we have the brokerage. We also own the real estate brokerage, which has been awarded over top 5% of all brokerages and transaction production. So at this point right here is when you're going to send them. Now you could do this while you're talking on the phone, because I usually have it on speaker and I usually have my phone there, and I'm texting them as I'm talking to them. Now it takes practice and takes time for you guys to do that. But when I do that is, and these are all in the folder too. You can put these all in your phone. The first thing I'll do when I tell them about the brokerage in the school, I send them the article. So right off the bat, I send them the article. It goes into their inbox in their phone while I'm talking to them. We have a brokerage in school, blah, 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 blah. Boom, I send that. Okay. We're named top 5%. Boom. I send that. Right. I also have another flyer for the brokerage. There's a flyer for the brokerage there. Everything we do with the brokerage, everything we do with the school. All right. I even have in there an ad for the school, different specials we run, different things we do. This was from November. I'll change that out. I'll put like a standard one in so it's not dated. Okay. You can send them a logo if you want, whatever you want to do. All that is in the folder. Okay. So while you're doing this, you're talking to them, telling them who we are, and you're sending verification for them. Professional, documentation, proof of validation of being producers. Okay, so in addition, we operate throughout the entire state of Florida with our headquarters in Jacksonville. Now, you could throw in there, we're also licensed in Tennessee and North Carolina, right? And that's when you send the 5% one. Okay, that is part 2, breaking the ice. Not only did you tell them who we are, what we do, and you explain to them, look, we're a school, we train people. Like, we already built the clout, right? They already say, wow, these people really know what they're doing. If they're a school, a brokerage, top 5%, and they just sent me newspaper articles and documentation showing that before they stop talking. Do you see how quickly you position yourself properly for them to want to talk to you? Now, no other agent can do this because they don't have this. I'm talking to you guys, you're either brand new or, brand new in the market. For you to be able to step in and have this conversation with somebody and be able to send this documentation as if you've been doing this for 25 years. Do you see the value that you have when you're working with me here? Now, once you're sufficient and proficient in this, you can do your own thing. We're going to make videos in the next few weeks, probably April, sometime in April or beginning of May. I'm going to make those videos with each one of you guys that you can send. So instead of sending just the school and the broker stuff, you'll have a video of your own to send them. And then you would just replace my video with your video. Or you can still send my video with 500,000 views and send your video too. Because that video is only going to help you. Because your partner and broker, right? I mean, they're going to see views. They're going to see what people say about it and the comments, right? You want to use that. Now, any questions on that part? You guys good on that part, number 2? Does it make sense to you why we do this?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Good. Now, again, this is on the phone with a lead. This conversation is at restaurants with people. You just change the tone of the thing. When I don't even use business cards, guys. I haven't printed business cards in 5 years. When I meet somebody, oh, what's your number? Great. I'll text you my info. Boom. I send my info. I send the card. I send the videos. I send the article. I send what I just showed you. I send them. Here's who I am. Here's what I do. Boom. Guess what? It's in their phone. Most people don't delete their messages. It'll be there forever as long as they keep it. Right? So step 1 and 2 is how that works. Now, once you guys learn this and know it, there's going to be times you skip right to step 3 or skip to go 2. And you're going to see that in the phone call. I was on the phone with the lady for 7 minutes and I got the Zoom appointment. I didn't go through the whole script. I didn't have to. I read her. I knew what I had to say and I said it. And I got the appointment. I never anymore myself go line by line in this because I'm talking to somebody. I know what I got to say and I know what I got to do. You guys in the beginning go line by line, even if you don't have to, because you're not going to know until you do this 100 times, 150 times more. You're not going to know what you can pull out. You might not know, hey, we're top 5% in transactions. That might be something they need because they listed with 2 other people and they couldn't get it done. You don't know. They're only telling you what they're sharing with you. Their other agent could have been inexperienced. They could have promised them the world and delivered shit. However, we're a school. We actually teach people and certify them for the state of Florida. That gives you, wow, these people know what they're talking about, right? That's kind of how you use that, okay? All right, so that's step number 2. You guys are all good on that, right?
Yes.
Now, the next thing we have to do is we need to build the value in the relationship with these people. Okay, so at this point, you broke the ice and the lead is interested in learning how we can help them because they're selfish, right? People always want to know what's in it for me, right? No matter what. So they're starting to wonder, well, how's this going to help me? Okay. They usually start to open up about the frustrations and what they're dealing with. Well, I hired my sister-in-law. She listed it. We never got anything done. I don't think she really knew what she was doing. I had a friend of a friend who's supposed to be really great in real estate. However, I'm nothing but a nightmare. I can't even get a hold of him. Right? This is the kind of stuff they're going to start opening up with you about. Right? So this is where you let them talk and you're talking with them and you let them say what they got to say. And now they're giving you the ammunition to use. They're telling you what they need. Okay? This is where we have to point out the differences between average and incompetent agents and the results that we bring to the table. Okay? We do this by walking them through the process, sharing our results with them. Here's what we've done. Here's this situation. Here this happened. Here's this situation. Here this happened. Okay? We do this by pointing out what other agents do compared to our services. So you have to remember, they're using the 3 Ps, man. They're putting in the MLS, they're putting a sign in the yard, and they're praying that somebody comes and buys it. Okay, we offer them 3 MLS platforms. Okay, reverse search to all agents and searches that were done in the last 90 days. We advertise in 140 countries in 18 different languages. We talk about the international investment in real estate. And we also introduced our database advertising systems, as well as social media and property websites that we have done for them. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what these are. Okay. First of all, the 140 countries, 18 different languages. I pulled up the new global. We talked about this a little bit the other night. I couldn't find it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I pulled it up here. It's in our folder with all of our ads right now. You guys have it in there. Okay. And I'll show you in a second. Here's the global stuff. Here's all the websites it goes on. And there's all the countries. Okay. All the stuff is in there. Okay. Languages, countries, and the actual websites for the countries. Globaliza, Kamikaze. These are all the sites. You can look them up. Okay. So we have that there, which is our world marketing network. Okay. That's in there. So if people want to see it, you got it. All right. So when they're seeing that we're doing this and the other people, yeah, we're going to market it. Yeah, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're going to document and show them how we do it. Now, when we have properties listed, okay. Give me a second. Here we go. These are all the things we get when it comes to our marketing to advertise for social media. We have area reports. Okay, we get area reports. We get full property reports, flyers. Like if we're here, these are all coming soon. We don't use those. Here, this is for when they go in escrow. When the property goes into escrow, boom, we got the advertisement for the escrows, right? This is the property that the case studies for that I'm going to show you. The phone call, the Zoom is all for this property. Okay. All right. So we're gonna come back in here. I have all these are all the things that we get here. Open house. We do open houses, promotional flyers, school reports. Here's the property report. So here, this comes in. Mark always goes on here because he's my preferred lender, and everything is on the property here. Everything this is what we send out. There's a website for it like this. It all comes when we put the listing through ListHub. When I use ListHub, I pay them a lot of money every year. That's all of our online marketing. That's all of you get a website for the actual property you can send out to people. It's just for that property. I don't even use them, honestly. I sell them before I can use them. But it's all part of the package that I pay for. Every time we do a listing, we get an email with all this stuff in it. It's a zip drive. And it comes in with all these flyers. Okay. This is what we send them. I send the clients these. I say, okay, client, okay, we're live on the market. We're out on all the websites. Here's a listing of all the marketing I have for this. And I send them a folder with all this in it. Some have no prices on it. Some have prices on it. See, here's one with prices, right? There's one with no prices, because if you want people to call you for the prices, you use those, right? No price. Once you're under contract, you got flyers for those. School reports. What's the schools like? What's going on in the area of the schools? Well, here you go. The pre-K has an 8 rating, 6 to 8, 2 rating, and 9 to 12 a 4 rating. That's the schools for this house.
How long does it take for these?
Once the listing is live, I have it within 24 hours.
Okay.
And then within 48 hours, it's in all the websites. 48 hours, I tell them. That's how you sell houses. It costs money. It's not free. But that's how we sell houses. Most of these agents put it in the MLS and they pray that somebody comes and buys it. That's it. They put it in the MLS and that's all they do. Okay. So right off the bat, you can show people this. Here's what we do. Right? I used to do that. I used to do a whole presentation, show them everything. I don't have to because I know how to sell. And you guys are going to get to the point where you can do the same thing. But you can use these too. I'll give you these. I'll give you all these flyers. You can have them. And say, here's an example of what we use. Here's an example of what we do. Whatever you guys need. Okay? So that takes care of that. Is that clear? How like that explains that step? Now, you have to tell them now they're interested and they're thinking, well, how are you going to help me? I understand you do all this. I understand you're capable. Well, how is all that going to help me? Because you got to understand, these people don't know. They're counting on the agent to help them through this. They don't sell many houses in their life, most people. Right? They don't know what to do. Every client I have says, man, I wish I would have known you earlier. Everyone. You know, Wagner said that to us. Crystal, remember? Man, I wish we would have known you before. Right?
Yeah.
Everybody that I deal with says that. Because why? Not because I'm great. Because I know what I'm doing when it comes to this business. And I know how to get things done. I'm efficient. And it happens. I'm doing a deal right now for one of my agents. One of my agents is buying a condo. He goes, man, this is going really fast. Because he hasn't done a listing with me yet. I already got it done. I got the seller to pay for a warranty for him for a year in case the air conditioner breaks. I got him 17 grand off the price in Marco Island, and they're not discounting nothing. Why? Because I know how to squeeze people. That's why. I squeeze the shit out of them. I got the inspection report back today. The guy's fixing the faucet, fixing the shower head, and giving us $810 for a warranty. On top of the $17,462 he took off. That's because I know what I'm doing. And I got to get that through to you guys. You got to have that confidence. When you're talking to people and they're giving you a hard time, you got to know what I'm bringing to the table. What you guys are bringing to the table is like a gift of gold for them. It really is. And the thing is, there's no way to convey that. I mean, I can convey it when I talk to people. You're going to hear in 15 minutes when I start playing this call. You're going to hear it. So what you have to say to them at this point is, hey, listen, there's a couple reasons I'm calling you. I noticed you had a property on the market for sale, which now came off the market. See, you're using those same topics, right? That Mike Ferry bullshit. You're using the same topics, right? It's the same topics, but you're going about it a more efficient and a more effective and a more information built way, right? So the questions I have for you now, this question here is to throw them off guard. The question I have for you, I saw it come off the market, but I never seen it go on the market. Is this still something you want to sell? The only thing they're going to hear there is, I never saw it go on the market. And they're going to say, well, what do you mean? What do you mean you see it on the market? You saw it come up. I go, well, yeah, listen, I'm a broker. I'm a real estate agent, whatever you want to say. Okay, I have a list, I have a service for every listing that comes off the market because I want to call them and tell them who we are and what we do and show them why we can get this done for them. So I have it noted for everything that comes off the market. However, when things go on the market, I can't look at every house that goes on the market. However, when you hire an agent, they have two jobs, and this is what we do. Okay, they have one job, they have to sell you that they can sell your house. They got to convince you that they're good for you. Number two, they got to let the world know and every agent that your property is for sale. And I don't know who your agent is or what they did, but obviously I didn't get notified. I didn't know it was on the market. That's just the way it is. Now, you don't have that problem when it comes to me. Okay, see, when the agent has the first job of selling you, then the second job of selling the world that your property's for sale, that's where we come in. See, these other brokerages, they do three things. I personally call them 3 Ps. You don't have to say that if you don't want to. They put the property on the MLS, they put a sign in the yard, and then they pray somebody comes and buys it. Now, what we do at Pier 21 Realty when we list the property is the following, which lets the world know. First, we list the property in 3 different MLS platforms. That allows us to reach 100% of all licensed agents in Florida. We let them know it's for sale. Okay, we send emails and alerts out. And I'll show you what they are. And then you can show them, the flyers I showed you. Second, we directly send your listing to every agent who over the last 90 days searched for a property like yours for their clients. Okay, we do this because they may still have a buyer looking for your property, like a property like yours. Now, when we do that, the email goes to the agent, but it also goes to anybody that put a search in with the agents for properties for sale in their area. So if they're looking for houses in your area for the last 60 days and they haven't found one yet, and they're still active on a search, the second I put it in, the next day, the next morning, they're going to get an email. Hey, this property came on the market. So it's going to go to the buyer and it's going to go to the agents together. It's going to go to both of them if they have any active searches on. Okay. Also, Zillow, Trulia, all those sites, when we go active on there, it's going to send a reverse search out to anybody who has a search active for a property like yours too. Because we're going to do the reverse search. Third, we're going to advertise your countries in 140 countries, or advertise your listing in 140 countries in 18 different languages. And then you pull that. Here's all the websites. Here's all the languages. Now, the reason we do this is because there are many investors outside of the United States buying properties as investment in the United States, especially with the world economy and the way things are going. Also, there are many people immigrating to the United States and buying homes here. So this is a critical market you need to be in front of. Finally, over the last 25 years, our brokers has built a client list and email list of tens of thousands of people we've done business with. That's real estate people, title people, lawyers, buyers, sellers, anybody we ever do business with, and we get their email is in a database. And we send the listings out to that database every time we get a new listing, just in case someone they know, or someone that they know that knew somebody else may want to buy the property. Okay. So that's what we do, just to let the world know your listing is going to be on the market. Okay. We don't pray. We get it done. That's why we're top 5% of transactions out of all the brokerages that have 20 times the agents we have. We do more business than brokerages with thousands of agents. That's a fact. Because 90% of them don't do any business. That is step 3. Do you understand that? Do you see why we do that? It makes sense?
Yeah.
It's all conversational. It's all the same things over and over and over. And I hate doing this, but you have to do it because they don't know who we are. They don't know who we are till we show them who we are. Right? Does that make sense? It's the hardest thing in the world. I hate it. I know what I bring to the table. I know my value and I know what I do for people, but I have to explain it to them every time. It's frustrating. Okay. Now, number 4, you have to make an offer to the client. We got to offer them something. And now they don't know what we're offering. We just laid out on the table what we could do for them, right? What are you going to do for me? We just told them. So at this point, we need to make a solid offer to the client. We offer them a free property report of around 60 pages and a video consultation with no obligation on their part. We will review the entire MLS history of the property, what's sold, what's current on the market, what's pending, expired, and what's distressed. Because if they're up against a lot of foreclosures, which is coming, it's going to hurt their property value. Okay, you're going to run the report. Omar's not here. I set his up. Crystal, yours is set up. Leah, I have to set your RPR up. Maureen, yours is set up. John, I have to set yours up. John, I don't know if you're going to do the reports, if you're going to have Crystal do them, but we should still set it up with photo and everything in case you want to. These reports are done for buyers and sellers. Before we make offers, we do them for buyers too, if we're dealing with a buyer. Same report. Okay. So at this point, we offer them a free report and a video consultation at no obligation. No, it's just, we'll give you the information. It's going to help you no matter what. If you want to work on this, great. If not, hey, we part as friends. Okay, you run the report and you email it to the client and copy me. I will then reply to the email that you send. And I'll show you the reply in a minute. We'll schedule a Zoom call. You schedule a Zoom call with me, your broker partner. Okay. You go to philipsimonetta.com and you put the appointment in. We're going to go through a mock one right now. Okay. Right before we do the video. You put in the notes, a summary, and your name at the end. So I know it's you. Because if you're scheduling an appointment, you're putting the client's name and email and phone and all that in there. You're not putting in yours. You're putting theirs in. And then you're going to put your name and stuff in the notes. So then I can invite you back to the meeting. So we're all in the meeting just like this. Okay. Once it's scheduled, you'll be invited to the Zoom meeting. Please enter 15 minutes early. So when you have a Zoom meeting with me, come in 15 minutes early. We're going to review the report and I'm going to go over some information with you before I talk to them. That's how that works. On the Zoom meeting, you're going to introduce me to the contact. This is when I'll take over the process in the beginning. And then I'll start my presentation. And you'll be witnessing, you'll see it with your own eyes how I close the deal, how I get it done. Okay, this will be the process until you learn to complete the whole process on your own. Depending on the transaction, there's 23 to 30 steps on the transaction. This process is a true apprenticeship so you can be competent and effective in this business. There is no other brokerage or system out there which allows agents to educate allows agents and gives them education in this form. Okay, the first 3 steps of the transaction are to prospect, contact, and schedule a Zoom appointment. Okay, these 3 steps are your duty. Okay, I can't do anything for you unless you do that. Okay, I can give you every tool, I can teach you everything, but if you cannot get that duty done, you cannot schedule that appointment, I can't help. Okay. Step 4, until the closing, from that point there, when you introduce me to them in this Zoom call, I will take you by the hand and walk you through every part of the deal, from writing the contracts to putting the listings in, all the way through the whole deal, until you're proficient and sufficient to do it on your own with your own confidence. And that's the goal. Now, I'm not going to go through the questions again, right? These are the same questions in the talking points. I don't want to take the time to do that. So the steps of the process: you call, you send a text after the first call, you send an email after the call, you then run the report and send the report to the client and me. You receive an email reply from me. If you did not schedule the Zoom call prior to the email reply for me, after you got the email reply for me is when you call them and say, listen, I sent you the report, want to make sure you got it. Philip replied, he'd love to set up a Zoom call. What time can you do this? Because they saw it. It's going, and I'll show you in a second. You go there and you schedule the Zoom call. You arrive on Zoom 15 minutes early. Okay? All right? And then this actually has to go up here. I don't know why it went down there. Text after the first call is call, send text. I don't know why that's in there. That's got to come out. That's just in there. Now, the first text message. Okay, you get off the phone with them, right? Whatever happened, you get off the phone with them. Hello, Jamie. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. My name is Phil with Pier 21 Realty. Please check out our links below and learn more about our brokerage. There are 2 interviews with my broker and partner, Philip, speaking about the Florida market and the brokerage process. So here, video 1, Florida market, video 2, brokerage process, and then the website. Okay. That's what goes in the first text message. Okay. Now, email. You did a text message. Go to your email. You put their, because you get their email on the call, right? So you get their email. Jamie, thank you for taking my call earlier. So they got the text. Now, the whole point is if anybody's in sales, you got to have 4 or 5 touches with people, 4 or 5 communications before you can close, just to build rapport and repetition with them, right? So touch number 1 was your call. Touch number 2 is your text. Touch number 3 is your email. And this, again, goes over what we talked about. Okay, because people don't listen, right? They don't listen. You got to keep pounding it in their head. Okay, I promise, here's a situation. I understand it's probably frustrating at the moment. I promise you're working with us to change the entire perception of the real estate industry with over 25 years experience, blah, 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 blah. The truth is selling a property doesn't have to be frustrating. Our brokers will work hard and market the property in 140 countries in different languages. All the same stuff. We're repeating it. And then down here, I put again, the video, the brokerage. We put this, if you have any questions, call. That's the first email. Now you go and run the report. Okay, so here's a report. Here's what one looks like. I'm going to use the same deal that I'm going to do with you as a test. So let's just go in here. And we're going to go into clients. I'm not going too fast for you guys, right? Am I going all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, so here, this one here, okay? This is the report you're going to run, okay? It's going to be 75 pages.
This is the RPR thing that
This
you're
is the
talking
RPR,
about.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, your information goes here. The property, right? There it is, okay? Everything for the property. All the details, all the tax information, all the comparisons, all the market trends. All the properties that are for sale, on the market, pending, distressed. Here's her property. Here's all the new listings on the market. Here's all the new listings on the market. All right. There's 1 page for all the listings on the market against her. Okay. Here's all the ones pending. Okay. These are all under contract. We don't know how much, but they're all pending. Okay. They're all pending. See? Okay. There's 1 page for each one. There's all the houses that are pending. There's all the ones that are closed. So these here are important. These are one similar house that closed. And there's all the prices and all the information, all the square footage. So you can kind of figure out what's what. Okay. There's that. It goes into the expireds. It goes into the distressed. Does the same thing. Okay. All the information's there. That's what we're going to go over with them to determine the price on their house, give them all the information on the market, and I'm going to close them. Okay. That's an example of the report. Okay. All right. So that's it. Now you're going to run that report and you're going to send them this email. Hello, Jamie, attached here is the report we spoke about. Please confirm you received the email. This report will be a tremendous help for you in any case. Once you have the report, the next step is for you, my broker, and my partner, Philip, and I to have a Zoom conference call to review the details, to put a strategy together to work for you. I believe we can create a really good solution if you're interested in selling. At this point, we can decide to move forward. If not, we can part as friends, and we're here if you need us in the future. Florida market, brokerage process, thing. Now, when they click the Florida market, boom, this is going to come up.
How is it showing?
Okay, they're going to see this here. It's going to be the video. It starts in the beginning. It's just where my thing is. So that's going to come up, and they're going to see, holy shit, 491,000 views. Wow, 1,740 comments. Let's see what all these people are saying about these guys. That's the first thing that's going to happen. Instant. Okay, instant. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do is if they click this one, this is going to come up.
Not enough work.
And this video is about home buyers, and this is about home buyers suffering from failed real estate broker management. Now, this one only has 2,700 views because he started a new channel. But go to his channel and click videos and go popular. And let's see, compared to all his videos on that channel, where is it? It's the top
the
video
first
on his
one.
channel.
Okay.
Now, I'm not sure if they're going to go look at that, but it just tells you what it is. Okay. So they're going to see those two things. Now, they go here, it's going to take them to the school. They're going to see the school. They're going to see the brokerage. They're going to see everything here about who we are and what we do. They're going to be able to see the article. They're going to be able to see all the ratings of what the people say about what we do for them.
Okay.
All right. Now, the case study I'm going to give you is this one here. This is the seller for the case study. This woman here is the seller for the case study. This is everything I did for her and what she wrote about and gave me a 5-star review. Okay. And then for this case study, that's the seller. And here's the buyer. She sold the house. He bought the house for the one I'm going to show you right now. Okay. Do you guys have any questions on that?
No.
All right. And that's the end of that. Now, once you send the report, you may have the Zoom call already scheduled. You'll change that email a little bit. The email is going to say, okay, we have our Zoom call scheduled, blah, blah, blah. And then when I send the email back to them, I'm going to change my email a little bit. Okay. But my email going back to them, hold on. I'm going to send an email back to them and you. Okay. And then this is when you know to call them, because if you didn't set the Zoom up, this is how you're going to set the Zoom up. Okay, so I'm going to email them back in all caps, like I always do. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for sending the report. What I'll do is, hello, everyone. What I'll do is I'll put, hello, Jamie and Leah. Hello, Maureen and John. Hello, whoever you are. I take the name. I don't put everyone. And I'll put in here, John, thank you for sending the report. Or Leah, thank you for sending the report, right? I'm looking forward to the opportunity to review the information and discussing a few options with both of you. Please let us know your availability so we can schedule a short Zoom call to review this report. Remember, there's no obligation on your part to discuss and review, and I'm more than happy to share my advice with you. In the meantime, please take a look at our website below to learn more about us. I own a real estate school, which is licensed by the Florida Real Estate Commission to certify people in the process of getting a real estate license, as well as certify current agents to upgrade to become a real estate broker. Also, I own a real estate brokerage with over 25 years experience working with clients, building homes, developing property, and all other aspects of real estate business. I'm also attaching a newspaper article that was written about us in the resident newspaper. I look forward to meeting you. I put the websites down there, and that's it. Okay. And I attached the article, even if they didn't see it, it just gets attached. So you're going to get this email. That's your cue to call them back and schedule a Zoom if you didn't. Now, if the Zoom call is scheduled, I just say, I'm looking forward to meeting you on a short Zoom call to review the report. I just change those words in that email if you already said it. Okay. And that's the email that I send back. Does that make sense? Okay. Nobody on earth can do this because they're not going to do what I do in this business. You just have to get them to this point. Does that make sense, guys? Like, I don't know how else to like tell you guys how to do that. Just get them here and I'll show you the rest. Okay. That's the process. Any questions, any comments?
No, not on that.
Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to go back here. In the ads, this is where you guys have everything. There's the global thing. There's the article. There's a school ad. There's the 5%. There's the school flyers. I also put in here an Engel and Volker's letter. That's the letter that Engel and Volker's, remember I told you they wanted me. They run the whole Miami branch, was one of their busiest in the world. They wanted me to have that franchise, and I turned it down. That's there in case you need it. Okay. So all that's in there. Tomorrow, we're going to go over the objections, but for now, let's just continue with the test study because I need the rest of the time to do this with you guys. Okay, so if you guys come out of here and you go into prospect process in the folder, these recordings are in here. You can listen to them anytime you want or go through them. I have training client recordings, seller recordings. This one here is the actual, this is the interview with Wagner's with Crystal, where she introduced me to them and we got them all squared away. This is an offer review. We had an offer on the property, how I review the offers with them when a buyer's making an offer. This is the follow-up call after the listing, right? So once I got it listed, I had a follow-up call with them to go over everything. These three are all related. This one here is the case study for the deal I just showed you. This is the one where the lady I listed it, the guy bought it, everybody was happy, I did the whole deal, right? So I'm going to play the phone call for you. You got to understand this phone call. Someone called this lady. They started going through the script. They screwed up. I could tell by her answers that she needed help. I could tell she wanted to sell her property. She got hung up on, or he got hung up on. I picked up my phone and called right back to show the kid how to do it. This is the phone call I made to her to schedule the Zoom call. Okay, so I'm going to play this right now. I want you guys to listen to this, okay?
Hi, good morning. My name is Philip. May I speak to Elaine, please?
Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Hi, good morning. My name is Philip. May I speak to Elaine, please? Hi, Elaine. I was calling to introduce myself. Obviously, we haven't met yet. I'm sure you're probably getting a lot of calls. I own a real estate school and a real estate brokerage here in Jacksonville. And I was reaching out to you. I saw a property. You were listed as the owner that came off the market on Bengal Fox Drive. And I was wondering, is that something you're still wanting to sell, or is it something you decided not to sell? I had some questions. You still want to sell? Okay. The reason I'm calling you is I wanted to introduce myself. Like I said, I have the school and the brokerage here over on Cassett and Blanding. It's called Pier 21 Realty. And our school's called the Florida Real Estate School by Pier 21 Realty. We're a family-owned business. It's myself, my son, and we have about 10 agents that work for us throughout the state. I was giving you a call to see if it was possible to have a conversation with you about possibly selling it.
I already have a realtor.
Okay.
How many people would have stopped right there? I already have a realtor. How many people would have said,
Right. I probably would have stopped.
okay,
Yeah, that would deter me.
it would deter you. I made 17 grand on this and 2 happy clients. So just listen, keep going. Ready?
Yeah.
Have a conversation with you about possibly selling it.
I already have a realtor.
Okay. Are you aware that it did come off the market? It's not like currently not on the market.
It was put back on the market a couple of days ago.
Okay, because it's still showing. Okay, you might want to give the person a call because it's still showing expired as of today's date. So I don't know, maybe they didn't renew it yet. Did you sign a contract with them to renew?
No,
That's what I wanted to hear. No, right? Now guess what? Blood. I saw blood in the water right now.
Right. You're a shark.
Probably why. That's probably why. Okay, is it possible? Are you set 100% dealing with that real estate agent since you're not in contract with them now, or is it something that you would consider maybe working with somebody else on?
I would consider.
Okay.
See, you have to ask. You have to ask, right?
Do you have a couple?
I wish you would have said no because you could have heard more. Because it's a 7-minute phone call. I wish you would have gave me a hard time.
Seconds. I'd love to tell you a little bit about us and like what we do and what kind of sets us apart from most of the agents out there.
Sure.
Good. Okay. So first of all, like I said, we're family owned and operated. I'm actually the broker and owner of the company. So what we do, we're a little bit different than most agents. They'll go out there and a lot of times agents, when they list a property, they put it in the MLS, they put a sign up and they do the local marketing and, they hope somebody comes and buys it with another agent. So one of the things we do a little bit different here at Pier 21 Realty is when we advertise the properties, we actually place them in 3 different MLSs because we're in multiple MLSs throughout the state. Now, what that does for you, it lets you reach up to 100% of the current agents. But even better than that, what it does is we do a reverse search. So any agents in any of those MLSs over the last 90 days that would have done a search for their buyers and would have sent out your listing to them, it would automatically send it to them like the next day after we're listed. Now, in addition to that, we also market the properties internationally. So we put the listings in 140 countries in 18 different languages. So what happens is a lot of times we drive the buyer on about 2/3 of our deals. So, when we're doing that extra marketing, sometimes the buyer will come directly to us and we can handle the whole transaction. And that does two things. One, it saves you money because what happens is when we list it and bring the buyer, we discount our commission 1% because we're handling the whole deal, and then we save the seller a little bit of money. And then if another agent comes, then yeah, we have to pay the other agent, of course. But also what we do is we have a list of over a few thousand people. I've been in business for 25 years, and we have a list that we have of all the agents and brokers and mortgage companies and title companies that we've dealt with over the years. And I also send the listings out to them. And in that way, if them or anybody they know is interested, and I'm talking statewide, international, like I have clients from all over. We do a lot of business in Fort Lauderdale. Our headquarters is here in Jacksonville. We were just named top 5% of all transactions in the state, which is a huge accomplishment, being a small brokerage, but producing more than the largest, which is really a really big compliment. If it's okay with you, I'd love to put a property report together for you. The property report's about 60 or 70 pages. And this is the kind of report I use personally, like when I'm buying and flipping and doing different deals and different.
Do you see how I went through the steps? Introduction, break the ice, why you should deal with us. Here's your offer. What I
Right.
want property, see?
Properties. So what I like to do is I like to share those reports with the possible, clients that I'm working with. And then what I do is I can set up like a 20-minute Zoom call with you, and I can literally go through the whole report with you and show you, what's on the market right now, what came off the market, what's pending, what's actually closing, and we can get a good idea for all the, like the market and what's selling and what's not, how the prices are going. In addition, I just did a video online with another broker on YouTube, and we just hit 90,000 views, which is crazy. But it's about the entire Florida market. It's about a half-hour video. You see how I did that? Now I'm talking about the video. Now it's 500,000 views. But you see how I sent that to her to see. You see how I'm using everything?
Mm-hmm.
I can even email you the link for that, or I'll text you the link if this is your cell. I can text you the link for this video, and you can really see I'm much more than just an agent. I actually, like I said, I own the brokerage. I actually teach agents. I'm saying I'm much more. You're going to say we're much more. We teach people. We, right? Pretend you're French. We, right? With our school, we certify people for the Florida Real Estate Commission, and we certify them and get them tested to get their licenses. And then also agents who are becoming brokers, we actually certify them as well. We teach the courses for them. We have about 31 courses. But what I'll do is, once we're off the phone, I'll send you a text message with the website for my school, my brokerage. So you can see we bring a lot more to the table than most. But if it's okay, can I email you that? Can I email you that report? Would that be okay?
Yes,
Okay. What's your email?
E as in echo,
Okay.
B as in boy, A as in alpha, Z as in zebra, E as in echo, the number 8@gmail.com. ebase8@gmail.com.
Okay, EBAZE8 that's a cool email. Mine is pretty easy. It's Pier21Realty@gmail. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the report for you, and I'm going to send it over. I'll also text you the link for that YouTube video. I can't believe we have 90,000 views. That's like freaking insane in 2 days. I've never had anything like that before. It's about the Florida market, and we talk about what's going on and where things are headed, and things going on with the NAR and different things in the industry. So I think you'll find that pretty helpful. And then I'll also send you an email in that text. I'll send you the link for that, and then I'll send you 2 more texts, one with our brokerage and one with our school. You can see all our Google reviews. I mean, everything's on there. We work really hard. It's my son Eden and I, and then, like I said, we have about 10 agents. So We're a pretty hardworking group of people. And then I'll do that now. The address, let me get that here. I'm gonna verify the address with you real quick, just so I run the right report for you. It's 10191 Bengal Fox Drive, and that's 32222. Okay. Yeah, all I request is if you please, let me send you the report. And then we could do a Zoom call quick. And all I ask is if you please just don't sign any contracts or anything until we finish and you can see what we offer and then make a good choice for yourself. Is that okay? Okay, and did you have time later today or this?
I wanted to make sure she don't do anything. Don't do anything until I show you what I do, right?
This evening to set up a Zoom call?
No, it'd be tomorrow.
Okay, tomorrow. Let me just look really quick here. How would 1 o'clock tomorrow? Okay, because I could put it in the calendar and send you an invite. Then all you have to do is click the link and it'll bring you right into our Zoom.
Yes.
1 o'clock's okay? Okay, I'm gonna type that in. You'll get an email.
I set that up in my own email.
Okay.
My own thing. I went to my own
All
website
right,
and did
and
that.
then I'm gonna send this report over to you. And then if you have any questions between now and tomorrow, feel free to give me a call. Do you have a pen? I can give you my direct cell phone. Okay, I'm gonna text you from my office line, but I'll text you my direct cell phone. You know what? I'll just text you from my direct cell phone. That way you don't get confused with the numbers. Okay, so I'll shoot you a text with all that now, and then I'll run the report and send it to you shortly. And then I look forward to seeing you on Zoom, and I can go over everything and give you some good suggestions. Okay?
All right.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Have a great day. I look forward to talking to you soon. Any questions in the meantime, just give me a ring on the number I text you from, okay? Yeah. Thank you so much for taking my call. I appreciate it. I'm sure you're probably getting a ton of calls from people, so it means the world that you actually took a minute to talk to me.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
All right, that's it. 8 minutes and 36 seconds.
Yeah, she was easy though.
She wasn't easy. I took control of it.
Yeah, but she didn't have much to say. She's like, okay. But yeah, no, she listened to everything you said.
When you find somebody who needs your help that wants to sell their house, they listen. They listen because they have a need and they need help. She's been trying to sell this house for over at least 9 months. None of the agents advertised as an assumable mortgage for 2.99%. She could have sold this in a week. But because the agents don't know what they're doing. Right? Here, look. I'll show you real quick. Spell. What's the public remark say? What's the first line?
2.99% assumable. That's what you put.
I could have picked what buyer I wanted, and I waited for one for me to come, and I double-sided the deal. I had 26 phone calls to sell this property.
Well, no shit, with a percentage like that.
Right. How comes the other two agents didn't do that and it took her 9 months to sell it? It took me 2 weeks.
Wow.
Because they don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Wait.
That first line right there.
Oh,
Can we
question.
see what she said in the review?
Okay.
I'll show you what she said in the review. But wait a minute, hold on. Here's the one that was expired before me. Here's the expired ones. They're still here. So look at this one. This is what the one before me said. This is the remarks on the one before me. No CDD, move in ready, home situated in desirable community. Like, okay. Right? And then here's the one before that. Oh, same thing. Oh no, it was probably the same kid. Let's see what this one was. There. Pristine home in Fox Creek, Oak Leaf. Home is 2 years old and is popular. Okay. None of them sold it. You come
Right.
in here, sold. Why? There you go. It's all in caps too. Everything's in caps. I do. That's what sold me. But the
Right, all the caps.
thing.
Using that damn caps lock causing me all kinds of issues.
Yeah, right. How about it? That's so much. That's so funny, Crystal.
Ridiculous.
So anyway, but that see what I'm trying to show you guys? It's simple, easy things that just logic, right? But that's an example. Now that was the call, right? So I got the call. Now I set up the Zoom call, right? We had to do a Zoom call.
Phil, did she offer you that information about the assumable?
No, well, when I found out when she told me it was a VA loan, I knew it was assumable. I go, what's your rate? She goes, it's 2.99. I go, you know the buyer can assume that, right? She goes, what do you mean? I go, in your contract, a VA and FHA loans are assumable. You can give that loan, the new buyer can take that loan over, release you from it, take it over, and then they get 2.99 for 30 years.
Mm.
She goes, I didn't know that. I go, yep. We called
Really, the other agents didn't either.
didn't either, right? Right. So that was that. Now, I didn't learn that. I don't think I learned that on the call. I think I learned it when I was at her house. When I was there, we talked about. I don't think it's on the call, on the Zoom. I don't remember. So here's the Zoom call. Okay. So I spent 8 minutes on the phone with her, 30 minutes on a Zoom call, an hour out of house, showed the property twice, and closed it. So it took me less than 3 hours to do the whole deal in my life. Why anybody would want to deal with a buyer and go show them houses and do all that bullshit, like, escapes me. Because if you just did this, you can get 100 listings in the same time. Right? So just, here's the call.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so basically what I wanted to go over with you. So now we're showing it's okay. It's showing expired. I looked up all the records on it. You can see over here, this is the different listing numbers. And what threw me off was this was your original listing number that expired, and it was up under a new one, which was this one, which was kind of weird. I didn't know how that happened, but as long as it's all expired, you're okay. So, so we're okay there. Whatever happened.
Let me tell you what happened. The listing expired. The real estate agent extended it without a contract. I called the MLS and told them that. The MLS contacted the agent, okay, and said, why do you have a listing that you don't have a contract? Like, they said, can you please provide us the contract? He couldn't. He didn't have one. They fined him $1,000. And then they made it expired. The kid got fined $1,000 for doing that. I got it all taken off. She doesn't know that. I didn't explain that to her.
Happened, and that's fine. So I was going through the listing here. When I was looking at it, I was going through the pictures and I was looking at, some of the explanations, and even in the remarks here, it's a very short explanation of the property. You see here, there's not much there to explain to people. And what happens is you need to put a good explanation in there, because the explanation is going to help it get the algorithm and get on the internet with higher ratings on Zillow and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you an example. I'm just going to pull one up here. I'll show you like one that I just put in this morning. Yeah, let me do this here. Let me just pull it up here real fast. Wait a second. I'll just show you one that's in here. I'll pull this one up here. So you see here how, you do a full explanation of it, bedrooms, everything, all the things. So when people start.
Make it bigger for you guys. Hold on so you guys can see it. That way it's
typing
clear.
that in Zillow and stuff, it helps pull it up for them and gives you all the, and you have all the private remarks and all that in there as well.
Yes.
Okay, so, all right, I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your situation, like what's going on. Have you been trying to sell the house? Is this the first time you tried selling it and had some issues, or like just
I sold it last year for 420.
Okay.
And the deal fell through because MV Realty had a contract that I had signed, and they had a lien on the house. And I was with another realtor, which I didn't realize I had to be with MV Realty.
All right.
And
MV Realty is that company that got sued, right, for putting the people under contract and holding them, right?
right.
Yeah.
And
Now the other realtor lost the deal, right? I credited her what they charged her, still made the deal happen and closed it.
So
Remember?
this is the woman where she owed like 20,000 or something like that, and you
Yep,
got it
and I'll
down?
show you in the review. She talks about it. When we're done here, I'm gonna let you see the review quick. And
Okay.
and you're to see, but another real estate agent lost the deal because they couldn't get it done.
so these two guys that had listed me, I'd signed a contract with them almost a year ago. And, I decided not to sell, so I told them they weren't my realtors anymore.
Right.
But they got me the lien removed from my home with MV Realty.
Sure.
And we were talking about
The lien wasn't removed though. They lied to her. They got something else done. The lien was still there.
me going with them, but I had not decided to do so yet.
Got it. Got it. So the lien's all taken care of. You have all the paperwork for that in case they try to make
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm see, at that
sorry-
point, we
sorry
thought it was
to-
okay.
That was a really bad situation for a lot of people with that whole MV Realty thing. They got sued, I believe. They got in pretty big trouble for all that, didn't they?
Class action lawsuit.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember all about that. They're not even around anymore from what I understand.
That's my understanding also.
Turn my phone off. There we go. Yeah. No, that at least you got that removed and you're taken care of. So you're in a good position there. So you're planning to sell the house here. Do you have another home or are you moving somewhere else? Like what's your plan?
I'm moving to Augusta, Georgia, and I want to get into a rent to own home.
Got it. So you're gonna do a lease purchase in Georgia.
Yeah, mainly, because of the interest rate, but two, I evicted a roommate. She had lived with me for 10 years. She
Okay.
had personal information and she opened up about 12 accounts in my name. And I went through a couple of lawyers to try to get it resolved, but they couldn't really do anything. So I've gone with a debt consolidation and I'm going to have to pay out of pocket.
Did they, so now did you do a fraud alert? Did you do a police report on that? And did you freeze your credit?
Yes, I did. And she had moved to, on my credit report, it showed that she had moved to Boca Raton, Florida. And then it showed that she had moved to California.
Huh. Interesting. Nothing. I mean, I don't put anything past people. I swear, things I've seen. All right, so let me look through here. Give me a second. So, okay, so at this point now, do you have any liens on the property? Do you have a mortgage on the property or anything at this point?
Yeah, 306.
Mortgage is 306. Okay, we can pull that up. Okay. So what I did was when I ran the report for the property, it's showing me, they had it listed at 430. The comps I'm running are showing anywhere from 436 to 387. So the issue you're having now is the market's slowing down. The buyers are drying up. Did you get a chance to see the video I sent you about what we went over with the market, like what's happening?
No, I tried finding that text, but I don't know if I accidentally removed it, but I couldn't find the text that you had sent.
Okay, I'll email it to you so you have it. You can watch it after we're done.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I can send it real quick to you now. Hold on a sec. I'll just do it now while we're on here. Let me pull it up. And we got over 100,000 views now. It's pretty crazy. Let me see where it's at here. There we go. So we got we got 103,000 views. Crazy.
Massive scope for functionality and freedom.
To the gym.
Okay, just
Being able to
stop that real quick. Okay, I'll go to my Gmail real quick. Here we go. I'll reply to this email we sent before. I'll just send you the link in here so you have it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, it'll be there. You can just click on that and that'll take you to it. I'll put the article about us too in there. I'll put everything. Here's the article that they put about us, and I'll send you these are little flyers and stuff. I'll put them all in there that we have it. It'll be all in one email for you.
Okay.
There you go. And I'll put the Did you get a chance to see the websites? I'll put the school, actually, the websites for the school and the brokerage are right here. So you have them right in here, so you can actually see them.
Okay.
So everything's in that email for you. Just send it. There you go. Came back from me too. Okay, here we go. There you go. It'll just be that. All you gotta do is click that and boom, you'll be in it. It opens right up for you. Prices drop. So,
Okay.
Let's get out of there. Okay, good. All right, so what I'm looking at is, did you have a number in mind that you wanted to try to get for it?
Well, 4:30.
Yeah. I'd like to get, for sure. I mean, is that where you want to list that? Like say around like 4:30, 4:29, 9 or something like that, just to make it look a little more attractive?
Yeah.
So I'm figuring, like, I'm looking at the numbers. I figure you'll be, my realistic numbers for you, like at the end of the day, it's going to be between 4:30 and maybe 4:10, 4:11, somewhere in that range. And that's just, the market has shifted. You know, I don't know what's going to come. You know, if we get a cash buyer who wants to be here, you might get a check for 4:30. You know, the buyers right now is starting to slow up a little. So just want to prepare you for that. You know, the market has been shifting pretty hard on us.
I understand.
But I would list it at 4:29.9, just to be under the 4:30, just for psychological reasons, to make it look a little better.
Right.
You know, and then go from there. And the other thing I would recommend too is we got to do professional pictures. And I'll give you an example. I mean, when I show you some of the houses that we did, let me get the one here that's pending. I'll show you the difference. Like you saw the pictures, like the darkness, the way they look. I'm gonna show you some of the pictures on one of the ones that we just put under contract. And I got to log back in there.
Now I have a lot of boxes because everything's still in boxes from my move. I completely moved out of my house. It cost me $12,000. I got ripped off. I was totally devastated about what happened during the last year.
Just one thing after another. Hold on a second here. Hopefully I can help you with this.
She had like 2 surgeries too. Like she had stomach. She was injured. I don't know the details, but she was injured active duty military, and she has like lifelong. And she's 100% disabled. She had lifelong like problems from it, and she had 2 stomach surgeries during this whole process. It was tough. Like it wasn't an easy deal, but I got it done.
Yeah,
I mean, it worked. You know.
We went through the ringer. Jesus.
She's been through a lot. This lady's been through a lot. Really nice lady.
So these are the professional
I mean,
pictures. Like
credit stolen, like her ID was stolen, like all this shit. You know, the lawsuit, like everything. I kind of cleaned a lot of like the lawsuits. That's all done now. Like I helped her with all that, but she had a lot of trouble. She was like just life, you know. She was a military retired. She was a school teacher. Like she did a lot in her life, but she was probably in her 60s, 65, 70 maybe, but she was still going through a lot of problems.
And did you not figure out the lien that was still there until like during the closing process?
One of the liens was removed. However, there was another one. It wasn't a lien. It was something else. It was it was on the tax. It was like it wasn't as a lien. They call it something else. And they had to give 3% commission. It wasn't a lien though. It didn't come up till after the title search. It didn't come as a lien.
Right.
There was another term for it. I can't think of the name, but it was something else. It's how they slipped it in, you know.
pictures.
Well, did she live in this house or was it vacant?
She lived in it. She rented it out, but then people screwed her, so she came back and lived in it until we sold it. So she went back to Georgia.
Okay.
I mean, this is an example of a house over by the airport we just put under contract.
That was ours. That was Wagner's.
See the difference. I mean, you know, I understand you said you have boxes and stuff. We could probably move them around a little bit.
And I did.
You know, put them in one area.
The photographer that did our pictures, he helped me. We moved the boxes. We took picture. We put the boxes back. Took another picture. We actually went and did it all for her to make it work. You know.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it's whatever. It took 20 minutes.
The house, is it mostly empty? Like, what's your situation?
No, I have full furniture. I have everything. And I have about 100 boxes.
Okay, like throughout different rooms.
Huh?
Throughout different rooms.
Yes.
One of the bedrooms was stacked to the ceiling with boxes. We just didn't even take pictures of it. We just let it go.
And do you have any, okay, how about air condition, water heater? Is that the roof, like how old's the roof? How old's the air conditioner, water heater? Like, I'm just simple questions.
4 years.
Okay, good, that's great.
There's a
You
new house,
replaced
it's
all
4 years
of them?
old.
All 4 years old?
Yeah, I bought the house brand new in 2019.
Okay, got it. So you bought it from the builder,
Yeah.
got it. All right. Yeah, so, coming through here, what the report does, and did you have a chance to look it over?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, good. So the whole point of the report is to really narrow down the property and then see what the market's doing around it. So in the beginning of the report here, it shows you all the information for the property, the schools and the transportation, the walkability to neighborhoods. Here's the pictures they had up. Now you see the difference, like they were using like a fish eye angle. Look at the difference in the colors, it's tough. That's tough. You see how dark in here, they didn't have it lit up and they didn't use the right lenses. You can see the glare coming in from the window. That makes it hard to, like, when people are seeing this stops them from wanting to come see it, So, right off the bat, it's a little bit of a challenge for you. Yeah. Now, I guess, are these older pictures from when you bought it when it was new?
Those are pictures from after I moved out.
Okay, from after you moved out. Are these your pictures or were these other people's pictures?
They were my realtor before last pictures.
Oh, he took them and paid for them, right? They're his?
Okay.
All right. See, because what you could do is if they were your pictures, we could use those. But because they're not yours, we can't use them. Because these here have the place is empty, right?
Yeah.
So now we can make it look as nice as possible. I mean, we'll figure it out. That's not going to be the make or break. We'll get pictures of the pool and everything for the neighborhood. So you see here, as the property, this goes back to 2010. This is the history. So now obviously your property wasn't there until 2019. See how it's like 0, and then it jumps. So your property has always been above the average. So the light blue's Florida, Duval County, and the dark blue's Jacksonville. So your home has always been above average, right? So if you look at it, do you see how the market was coming up and then it kind of froze up there, it came down a little, and it's like starting to like lag there, right in there. So that's why I'm saying the market shifting, it kind of paused on us halfway through the year. So I just want you to understand that, like, it's not going to be, the market slowed down a little bit, where it's not like when you go on the market, you're going to have 5 offers right away. That was like a year ago,
Do you see how I prepare them? It's not going to sell fast. It's not going to, I didn't know it was 2.99 at this point, but I'm preparing them for weeks of it. I'm preparing them for it, right? That's what I'm doing here. Like so in case we sell it fast, great. But I'm explaining to her what the market's doing, why it's going to take a little bit longer. Do you see? You can see where I'm going with it from beginning to here, right? How I'm closing the deal over and over again, right?
I do have a question though about that 2.99. If you can refresh my memory, because I haven't dealt with it obviously in real life compared to so she said she owed 306. That's what they would end up paying her to assume it?
No, they bought it. The guy buying it put 100,000 down and took over the 306. Now you can take the 306 at 2.99, but if you need to borrow more money, you have to get a second mortgage at today's rate.
Okay, so he just paid for the rest of it in cash for
Yes.
what it's sold for, and then he assumed the
was planning to put
306.
100 grand
Okay.
down anyway, so he ended up putting like 110,000 down. That was the money.
Okay.
He was planning on putting 100 anyhow, so it wasn't a big deal. But
Okay.
if he needed a loan, he could have got a second mortgage.
Okay.
It still would have been a lot
Understand.
cheaper, right? Right. So,
it's taking about anywhere from a month and a half to 3 months to try to get a deal under contract, just average wise. Now things have slowed up. So I just want to prepare you, for like what's there coming forward, right?
I understand.
Okay. And then what the next thing we want to look at is we want to look at the property. This here breaks down all the information for your home, not anything with the others. What I want to look at now is to compare them to the other houses in the market, and compare it to what's pending and what's under contract. So, the first one here would be your home, right? Now, off the market, it was at 430. Now, these homes here, now, not all of these are in the same neighborhood. Okay, not all of them are the same size. Your home's much bigger. See, like this one, like your home's 300 square feet more than this one. 200 square feet more than this one. This one's a little bigger. This is a 5-bedroom. Let me see. But it's 162. Now, this was built in 07. So this is an older, right? So, but you see the difference because the square footage price is here. That's why it's lower. Okay, you're showing yours at about 211 a square foot. Average price about a square foot is about 205 right now, just to give you a rough idea. So that's why I think it's going to be between 410 and 430. 430 is a little high for where the market is right now, but we're going to try it. Let's try it. And I always tell people, look, start at 429.9. Stay on the market for 10 days. Let's see if we get showings. Let's see if we get offers. If we don't get offers in that 10 days, then I say maybe come down 10,000. Wait another 10 days. See what happens. And that's how you test the market. You can't go up, right? You can start higher and come down, but you can't go up, if that makes any sense.
I understand.
That's why I always say start around 429.9. Worst comes to worst, we come down to 419.9 and we wait it out, and then just wait and see what we can do and feel out the market. Now, in that first 10 days is when our marketing is going to be out in the first 2-3 days. That's when we start marketing internationally. Like I was mentioning to you, we send it out to 140 countries, different languages, to the foreign markets. I send it out to all the agents, reverse searches. So in that first 2, 3, 4 days, everybody's getting it. And within a week, it's out there for everyone. So it takes a little bit of time to get it out on the internet and everything else. But usually within that first, 3 to 4 weeks, we got something going, some kind of action going. Did you have any showings? Like what happened when you had it on the market? How long did you have it on with these last guys?
It sold within 3 days the first time.
But that was what, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about this last time? Did you, this last time you were on the market before it expired? Did you have any?
I didn't show it at all. I was my cousin died and I was away for 2 or 3 months and I had a lot going on, so I didn't show the house and nothing happened.
I got it. Now, are you living in the house now or are you there? Can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, I'm living in the house.
Okay, so when we have showings, we'll be able to organize because you're there, right? So we just have to figure out what days work for you when it comes time to do showings. If you tell me, certain days of the week, certain times, and we'll just set showings up for those times. Or if there's certain days you can't be there, we'll figure that out, once we get that to that point. So that won't be a problem when the agents come. So these are the other ones on the market. So here's another one here, very similar to yours. Okay, so here's one that was built the same year. It's a little bit bigger, and they're asking 445. See, they got about 200 square feet more. So 429 is a comparable to that. See right here. This is Ramsey Falls. Is that in your neighborhood?
No,
No. Okay, it's 0.32 miles away. It says, or I'm sorry, it's 0.32 acres. Where's the distance? Hold on. There it is. Okay, that's number 6 on the map. Let me look. Hold on. Let's find number 6 here. So you're here, right here you are, and number 6 is going to be, here's 7, here, right here. So it's just across the way from you. It's on the other side of 23, right over here. That must be a newer development there too, right across the way. 35, 18, 39. Let's go back and look at those. 35, 18, and 39. Give me a second. There's that. Let me get down here. See, now what this does is breaks down every property that's out there like yours, and they're comparing them to. So I want to get down to 35, 36, and 19. Yeah. Here we go. Here, 3. You see, these are smaller. Again, they're smaller. If they were the same size as yours, they'd be the same price. It's because of the size of them. You see here, 1,600, 1,700. Your home's it's a bigger home. See how these are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, so I mean,
I don't know why it's pausing like that.
that's my recommendation. If that makes sense to you, I mean, I would start 429.9, and then if nothing happens, I'd say 10 or 14 days, maybe wait 2 weeks, you know, and then maybe drop it 10, you know, wait another 2 weeks, and then we'll be right in the holiday time, you know. We could ride out through the holidays and see what happens. You know, people will be visiting from out of town, people wanting to move here, things like that. So, you know, going through the holiday time, a lot of people sometimes shy away, but I think there's less going on the market, and I think there's going to be people traveling. They'll be here, so I think it might be a better time this year, at least, with everything going on with the market and everything. So yeah, I mean, the next step, if you say, you know, if you decide you want to go forward, I can do a listing agreement with you. I do a 6-month term, so my listing agreement is for 6 months. I could type up a listing agreement. I could send everything over to you to review. If you have any questions, you call me. We can sign off the listing agreement. Once we do that, I'll call the photographer, and I'll send the photographer. I'll come over with the photographer. I'll be there to take the pictures with them, and I'll help them do everything for that. And then what I usually do, now this is an option for you. I never charge my clients a cancellation fee. Like, there's no fee. If you say, hey, if you tell me a month from now you don't want to sell it, I just cancel it. There's no fees, nothing like that. But what I usually do, so I usually have, like, for example, when it comes to the photos, I give the client the option. The client can pay for the photos and keep them. They'll be their photos. So if you need them for the future, you have them. Or I can pay for the photos. And then what I do then is, you know, for any reason, if you cancel and I pay for the photos, I then have a fee to cover for the photos and the work. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
I give you the option. Now, if you pay for the photos now, when we close the deal, I credit you back for them. So it's not like you're paying for them. The only reason I don't pay for them up front is because just in case you cancel, and I don't charge a cancellation fee. So, like, I don't want to get stuck paying for photos if you decide to cancel. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's up to you. I mean, if you want, I can have the photographer take the pictures, and then what he does is he sends you a bill and you pay for it online. And then once we close the deal at closing, I credit you back for them at the closing. If that's okay, I'm good with that. Does that work for you?
If I were to go with you, I would want you to pay for the pictures because I would stay with you.
Okay, then yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Absolutely. And then what I'll do is I'll pay for the pictures, and then what I'll do is when I do that, we'll do a 6-month term, right? And what I do is if you cancel for any reason during the 6 months, you just reimburse me for the photography.
Right.
So I'll put that in there as the cancellation. That's all. I'll put that in there for the cancellation fee if you decide to. If you don't cancel, you're never going to pay that, right? That doesn't make it's okay with me either way. So I can go ahead and pay for them. I'll just put the cancellation fee for the photography and the work, and then you have nothing to worry about. The only way you would have to pay anything if you say, hey Phil, I decided I don't want to sell, right? That's all. Because if I go ahead and do all the work and pay for it, then I'm just out that. You know what I mean? So
right.
So I'll put that in there as the cancellation fee, and then that's fine. We really don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I mean that's the next step. Do you have any questions?
No, I've been through this several times before.
Yeah, no, for sure. I get it, and I'm gonna walk you through this, and I'm gonna help you. I'm going through it, so you understand what's happening. So I'm not gonna leave you hanging out there like these experiences you've had. I could tell you've been a little, you know, going back and forth, and then that whole thing with MV Realty. I mean, I'm sorry you went through that. I remember I saw a documentary on that. The whole thing that they did. They went to jail, I think, if I remember right.
Oh, really?
I think some people went to jail for that. There was some kind of fraud. Yeah. Yep. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, if you're good to go, all I need you to do is email me a copy of your driver's license,
Uh-huh.
and then I can type up the listing agreement, put everything together, and I'll send it over to you. You review it. Once you review it, you can sign everything digitally. Once I have it back, I'll call the photographer and I'll get the photography set up. What is your schedule next couple of days?
I never seen the house. Right? Never went to the house. The first time I seen is when I went for photos.
Okay.
Do you see how things are done?
Yeah. Hmm.
When she agreed to the photo thing, right? Like, was there a reason why you kind of like hammered that point?
Well, because I want them to understand if I pay for the I pay for the photos $150. But I charge a $500 cancellation fee if they cancel and I pay for them.
Yeah.
For time and aggravation. So it's up to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, I'd rather them pay for them anyway. I don't want to own them, you know.
But you do charge a cancellation fee or you don't?
Normally I charge no cancellation fee. However, if I pay for the photos, I charge a $500 cancellation fee if they cancel.
How much are the photos?
150.
I like it.
That's
I
my
like
Wait, how does that work out?
It's called interest. I'm gonna give my money. You know?
Well, I like the
Nobody
the fact that
Nobody
you control the way they look too, because if they have crappy pictures already, then it's gonna make it harder for you to sell.
I have appointments.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's a fact. So you have to control how they look because I mean you don't want to use junky pictures. It just doesn't work.
Those
But-
photos are terrible.
Yeah, I do that because I mean if I'm gonna buy the pictures, I don't want them canceling anyway, right? It gives them incentive not to cancel. Now normally I don't charge a cancellation fee at all if they pay for the photos. If they want to cancel, I don't want to work. They don't want to work with me. I don't want to work with them, you know. But now if I'm doing a deal, multi-million-dollar property, I'm spending 5-10 grand marketing, you better believe there's going to be a $10,000 cancellation fee because if I'm going to spend 5-10 grand, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have to pay me back what I paid if they decide to cancel.
Yeah, because at that point you might even be doing open houses and paying for the food and stuff like that.
Yeah. In those situations, you do different things. You might put a billboard. You might do like if you're doing something extravagant, you might spend 15,000
extravagant money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and then you tell them up front, you show them what you're going to do, and then they agree. Okay, because they know they're not going to cancel, right? But if they do cancel for any reason, if it doesn't sell, you don't get the money, right? If it expires and they don't renew with you, you're out the money. I mean, that's your investment. But if they cancel it for any reason, or if you bring
made it very clear,
Oh yeah, you have to, because who's going to do that, right? If I go spend 10 grand 2 months later, say, oh, I'm not going to sell. Well, hold on a minute, you know. So that's just an example. So
From 10:30 until 4 o'clock.
All right,
Friday I'm open.
Let me pull up my.
Saturday I'm open. Sunday I'm open.
I'm thinking Friday or Saturday. Well, Saturday's tough. I can't do Saturday. I can do Saturday. I could probably do sometime on Sunday if I had to. All right, let me do this. Let me get this typed up and sent over to you. And then I'm going to give my photographer a call and see if he can come over Friday. I have Friday. I can do, would 2 o'clock work on Friday?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to see if he can do Friday at 2. I'm going to go ahead and call him. You know what? Just hold on a second. Let me call him really quick and see if he can do something for me Friday. I'm just going to call him quickly. Second here. Where is his number? Just call him quick. That way I can just call him and make it easy instead of going back and forth with you. I got his voicemail. Come on. Let me call him one more time. Oh, he just texted me. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second.
Take your time.
Let's see if he gets back to me. All right, no worries. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll let you know. I'll shoot you, or I can give you a call, or I can shoot you an email. Let me see. Yeah. And what's the best phone number to reach you, just so I can put it down here?
904
Yes.
790 047
904 790.
790 0472.
Okay, 904 790 0472.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, with your permission, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll type up the listing agreement. I'll send it over to you for review. When you,
Okay.
I'll shoot you a text message when I send it. The email I have for you, I should use that where I should send it for you to sign and look it over.
Yes.
Okay, and then just if you can either take a photo of your driver's license or send me a photo and text it, whatever. I just need to have all the information for the file and the address and everything, like the documentation to put in the file for your listing.
I already have a picture of my phone.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just text it over or email it, whichever's easier for you. And then I'm gonna type everything up and I'll have it over to you within a half hour. I'll get it all typed up. And then as soon as he gets back to me, I'm thinking Friday or Sunday. What time Sunday works for you?
Anytime.
Okay, and Friday is the afternoon okay too, or just like
Anytime on Friday.
okay? So I'm gonna try to do it for Friday, so that way I have them. We can get on the market by Monday. If he takes them on Monday, I probably won't be able to get on the market until Tuesday. So basically, as soon as I get the pictures, I can put it up. So what I'll do on the contract, I'm gonna put in for the 23rd. For like that'll be the start number in front of me on the screen. That's not a big deal. The questions now before we do that? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put it together now and I'll send it over. Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions now before we do that? Okay. Sounds good. I'm gonna get it. Just send me over your driver's license as soon as you can.
Okay.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, and that's that deal. And then here's her review. That's her review right there. You guys want to read it for a second?
I just don't understand how if they went to jail for fraud and they were shut down, like how they're still how they still have people under this contract.
Because Georgia just pulled their real estate license like a month ago. Florida hasn't pulled their license. They sued them. They sued them civilly. Texas put them criminally. So it's different everywhere. It's like,
yeah,
it's just bullshit,
Okay.
If you put in MV Realty Florida Attorney General, there's a whole thing that they did.
Right.
But they're still doing it. It's like they didn't stop. It's weird. I don't know how they're still doing it.
That's my thing. If they're literally,
All corrupt.
dealing with this.
It's all corrupt. Anyway, this is the whole list. You guys can go in and read this if you care to. And then the one in front of it is the kid that bought it. What he says. The beer. This is the guy that bought it. So the buyer to seller right here. Seller, buyer. But that's it. That's how you do deals. I just wrote a contract on a house on Marco Island. I haven't been to Marco Island. I've been there a couple years ago. It's done. The deal's done. I just got the email. They agreed to it. They agreed to give him everything that I wanted, right? So the email's here. There it is, signed off. They give him the 810. They're paying for the warranty. They're fixing the shower head and all that.
This is your buyers now?
Michael is the buyer?
Yeah, Clemmer, he bought it. He's buying a condo.
Oh, good for him.
Yep. We finally found it. We've been looking. We've been trying to find it. We finally found it. So he's getting 810. You know, at close. I mean, it's what it is. You know.
Now, how does that work when he's an agent?
It's still a deal. I mean, his commission gets credited to his closing. So,
But he had you helping him because he wasn't positive on everything to do?
no, I did it. It's one of his first deals, and
Okay.
there's two things that happens when you represent yourself on a deal. Your errors and omissions insurance is higher for that deal. You have more liability because you're
Okay.
representing yourself. So on the contract, I put he's an agent of Pier 21 Realty. I represented him. It removes all that liability for him. It's still the same commission no matter what. If I wrote it or he wrote it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It just removes all that. Then his commission, I can credit it to him from the brokerage as the brokerage getting paid. You don't have to pay taxes on the commission. Because I'm going to credit him part of the commission, which would be his commission.
Yeah, towards the house, not to
Right.
him.
Right.
Yeah.
So he pays no taxes on that. There's a bunch of like benefits for him to do it that way. It would save him 600 on extra error and emissions for that deal. Because when you do your own deal, you got to pay more fee because of the policy. And
Okay.
then altogether, it probably saved him about $3,000.
Oh, okay.
So it was.
Well, that's good information to know.
Oh yeah, he could have done it the other. I told him both ways to do it. You can do it this way or this way. It's up to you. And when it was $3,000 cheaper, I'm like, and the taxes and everything, I was like, it's a no brainer, really, man. I mean,
Yeah, every bit counts when you're the buyer.
yeah, no, for sure. So, but yeah, no, it's all done, man. It's all good. So I got to send this to the warranty company. Once we're done here tonight, I'm going to do all that. Set the warranty up. They got to get with the title company. I got to send this to title and the lender right now, and everything's good. Really nice little place he bought. It's like on a lake on the a coastal thing. It's really, really cool spot. And we got it for like 17 grand under, which is really cool.
Nice.
So, but do you guys have any questions on this? This video I'm gonna upload it as soon as it's done. Use this video. Because this is it. This is how it works, guys. Every deal I do this way. Every deal. And it's just you gotta control it. You see how I control it, right? You control the deal. You don't let them run you around.
Okay.
You know, and you choose who you want to work with. If somebody's not going to work with you the way you work, don't work with them. You know, that's it. It's not worth the aggravation. The minute you bend what you do and try to help people, it just screws you. It just puts you out of your routine, you know, and then there's always something, you know, there's always something with things. Now, when you do the same thing, like this lady, she dealt with agents and all, you saw what she said about me. It's because I have a system in place and I work it. There's nothing special about me. I know how to get things done and I know how to work things. That's it. And you do that over and over again. And the client feels special. But the client doesn't understand. That's just how you run your business. You know, this is how I run my business. This is how it works. This is how I make a lot of money. Why would I do it any other way?
But
You
it's
got a better
all,
way? Great. Go do it.
I know, but see, that's what attracted us to you, is just the way you present yourself, the way you do it. Everybody doesn't have that, what you have.
Nobody does. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. I'm trying to teach you guys a level of competence. You know, but I can't teach you unless we do it. It's hard. It's hard to explain it. I can't just impart it. It's like you have to have a deal to do it so you can learn it. It's not like I can teach you the first steps, connect, position, set the appointment. That's what I'm trying to do. And from there, I can teach you guys the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, so
It's natural
Crystal,
to you.
my question for Crystal, have you done any calls?
Very few.
Okay, so you haven't worked out
Put Crystal on the spot.
I'm still
Remember,
very bad
Crystal-
at that because I still get nervous, just like I've said the entire time. So
Okay.
that's one thing that got excited about whenever he said, and you said that you were going to go into the office to work on it. I was like, wait, so I'm going to have somebody else in the office that I can
Yeah.
work with and practice this?
Right. Okay,
So,
good.
And here's the
So
thing.
whenever you're
Remember,
there, I will gladly come in. We can go back and forth and work on it, make those calls together because I do need to make the calls and I know I do need to
and
make the
remember,
calls.
Crystal is an S personality. Making a call is like the worst thing in the world to her. Getting
Okay.
rejection is the worst thing in the world. That's like her personality's like weakness. It's like kryptonite.
Yeah, I'm a C, I think.
You're a C. Same
Yes,
for
you
you.
were a
Same
C.
for you. Same C and a S. When it comes to that, you rather just stay, do your own thing, and be left alone. Like you don't
Right.
really dot the I's, cross the T's, make it perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, people appreciate it. Did you notice how I slowed down and I talked to that lady?
Mhm.
Did anybody
Yes,
notice that?
especially compared to the way you've been teaching, yes.
Right? Did you, any of you guys notice how I spoke to her really slow? This is what we do. Here's how it works. Because she's an S
So
personality through the
Yeah,
roof.
you were very
You're so
descriptive and
easygoing.
explaining.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't know that. Like, holy shit. You like if you didn't like if I just like you didn't notice that off the bat. But I adapted to her personality. I knew what she was.
Yeah.
And
And
I
that's one thing I
spoke to
like
her-
about the real estate industry is like I know I'm not a good salesperson. I've never been a good salesperson, but I know that the people that I'm calling want to sell their house or need to sell their house.
Yeah.
So I know in my mind that's a completely different thing because they need my help.
Yes. And they don't even
So
know it.
I,
They
so I,
don't
and
know
I
you're
know,
bringing
so that
something
makes it better for me because I'm helping somebody. And as an S personality, I
Right.
like to help people. Or
The truth is, when you talk to them, you listen, you see what we do. You see the reviews. Once
yeah.
people give us an opportunity, I'll blow anybody else out of the water.
Hmm.
That's what we do. Like there's no comparison. And that's what I'm trying to impart in you guys. So when you're talking to people, you know that's what we're bringing. So if you really want to help them, you got to get them to listen. You know, that's really what it comes down to. That's my challenge. Like I got to get them to listen to me. The minute they listen to me, I got it. We're good. But they got to listen. They got to understand. You know, and if they don't listen, I can't help them. I mean, it's okay. Some people I can't help. I'm okay with it. You know, it's not my problem. Like I can only do so much. Right. And whatever. Fine. Take care. Next. You know, but very rarely does that happen. I have one person that wanted me to list their property. However, their wife, one of her best friends is a broker. And they listed with her 2-3 times now. It's still in the market. Still didn't sell. It's still 15 grand too high. And they know it. And they're still dealing with her. I was even going to offer them 2% commission. And they still deal with her. So when it doesn't sell this time and they come back, I'm not offering them any discounts.
Right.
Hey, good luck. You don't want to deal with me? Good luck. You want it sold? Come on down. You know, I'm done. You can't do things for people. You offer them things. What are you going to do? It's their loss now. I'm not losing any. I'm going to do it full price. That's it. You know, that's all I can do. But does this make sense for you guys?
Yeah.
This is what it's about. You know, this is what it comes down to. And it's all communication. It's all talking to people. It's paper. It's 13 pieces of paper. It's what it is to do a deal. It's paper, but you have to have the relationship and the communication. And the only way you're going to do it is through these talking points. Because these talking points are the only thing they care about. They don't care what you like. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what you like to eat. They don't care if you have kids. They don't give a shit. They have something they need, and you got to be able to provide it. And these talking points and this conversation provides it. Unlike anybody else on earth. No one does what I do. Go, if you guys want, call a couple agents. Act like you have a house to sell. Lie to them. Tell them your name's Charlie. I don't give a what you tell them. See what they do. See what they talk to you about. You know?
Okay.
Half of them can hardly speak.
Yeah. I'm telling you, try it. Talk to people. See what they say. You know? Go to realtor.com. Put your phone number, name in. Let these buyer agents call you. See what happens. See how they talk to people.
Yeah, that's a trap right there. Last time you did that, you got like 30 calls in a row, man.
Remember that? I put the office cell phone number. I don't use it. It's just a number to call out.
Yeah.
And they kept calling for 5 days straight. 30 calls. All these agents and all these people, like mortgage and this and that. All bullshit. They're all paying them a lot of money, but that's what it comes down to. Now, tomorrow we're going to go over rebuttals if they're tough. Now, I have another case study. See, the problem is when I talk to people, I don't get too many no's. Like that happened. I get some no's in the beginning, and then once they listen, I got them. Like they don't fight back because they realize this guy knows what he's talking about, and here it is. I don't have too many people give me a hard time. I don't.
Difference, I think, because whenever you talk versus when others, you're just explaining what you do in a way that doesn't seem like a gross salesperson.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just like, well, why didn't that work out for you? And what could have been done better? And I'm like, I don't want to answer those stupid questions.
That's because they're using that Mike Ferry shit.
Right. So like
they don't know any better.
Doing that, it feels less personal, and you personalize it.
Yep. Well,
You bring that difference.
That's it. And the reason I do is I give a shit. I care. I want to help people.
Yeah.
I want to build a relationship with them. I don't just want to sell a house and make money and move on. I want to do other things. I want to build relationships, sell other houses, do other deals with people. And you're more than just that. Like they understand you're more than just some real estate agent when you do that. That's why you position brokerage, school, education, top 5%. Like that's why we do that. We're not just some agent trying to sell your house. Look at all these comments on these YouTube videos about what people say about real estate agents. Look at them all. 90% of those comments are terrible. Just go on there and look at some of the stuff they say. So, all right, we're going to call it a night. We're a little bit over. And then tomorrow we're going to go over rebuttals. And then I want to really get into working in land voice. We got a lot to go over yet. I mean, we have the whole rest of that sheet to go through, all the planning and all that stuff. But this is the most critical part. So I want to go through land voice. I want to get that going. I want to make some calls with you guys over either this weekend or next weekend. I want to make some calls. Maybe if you guys are here, come in. If not, whoever's not here, we could bring in on Zoom and we'll make some calls together, get some deals. I'll get 2 or 3 listings. We're doing it. Don't make me have more work, damn it.
Right.
Enough work to do.
What day is that?
I'll probably do it next Saturday. This Saturday I can't do it. Maybe next Saturday.
Okay.
Maybe next Saturday, and then if you guys can make it, great. If not, we can jump on Zoom. Whoever's not here could be on Zoom. I'll have the TV on the wall in the classroom, and we can do it all in there.
Okay.
If you can make it up, dude, come up if you can make it.
Yeah, no, I mean, if it's Saturday, that should be more doable.
Yeah. Come up and if you want to stay for the weekend or something, dude, come on up and make a weekend of it. Have some pizza.
Yes, that's right. My pizza.
Don't you have like your first meetup coming up?
I'm doing the one on Sunday next week. I just took over that group. I don't know if you guys did. I show you guys the group, the real estate group, and I started a new group and I took over a group where the leader left. There's a real estate investor group. 700 people are in it. I just took it over. I haven't talked to anybody in yet. I haven't done anything. Here, it's a Jacksonville real estate investor community. There's like 700 and some people in it.
Are you also doing the websites?
Our websites are going down.
They're down.
Yep, it's going down. What I did was the Playster stuff, they raised the prices and they want more fees and stuff. So I told them, forget it. I'm not going to renew. And I'm going to do an AI generated site it works with Facebook. It's going to cost me a little more money. I'm going to eat the difference. You guys aren't paying any more. But it generates, it's going to be a chatbot system that generates when people talk to it. It's going to answer them back until it gets them to a certain point to turn them over to you for each agent. So I'm in the.
And each agent will still have our own individual.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do is we're going to link it. We're like, you have your Facebook page. I need to set up a business Facebook page for each person. Now yours is Crystal Estates. You can do that.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do for anybody else, we'll just put their name, Pier 21 Realty. And then that will be them representing the company. And then that bot is going to go through that. So we'll push your domain and everything to that. and it'll be through a Facebook business page, which is interactive. Nobody's using websites anymore. Websites are starting to go out the door. Now, what's going to happen is the websites were designed more for buyers, right? So they can search for properties and do all that. Well, I'm not advertising. We're not going to advertise the buyers at all anymore. We're going to strictly go listings, and then we're going to find the buyers for our listings through those sites. So we'll list the properties, and then we go find buyers for our properties is what we're going to do. Now, if the buyer wants to buy another property, we can still sell it to them, but we have to do a buyer broker agreement no matter what, if they're buying ours or theirs. But we also have to find out the seller's there's going to be steps to it. Now, however, this new MLS that's coming out, that's national, they may have a way you can represent buyers and get paid from the seller around what happened with NAR. They may do a different way of doing it. So there's a lot in the air right now. There's like so much happening. So we just got to flow with it. And
That's what I figured would happen. Like a lot of change would be happening at once or like back to back. So I was kind of just
and now it's happening too. A lot of lawyers are getting the real estate licenses. So now the lawyers can review the contracts, represent the buyers, and get paid as a lawyer and do the title work.
Well, that sucks.
So buyer agents are dead. They got lawyers coming after them, getting licensed. The Mortgage Banker Association is advising all loan officers to get real estate licenses so they can do RESPA agreements and they can write the loan and write the contract. So you're going to have lenders fighting against them. You're going to have lawyers fighting against them. None of them have the skill to list property. You understand that, right? What I'm showing you guys is a skill. I don't care if you're a lawyer, doctor, attorney, I don't give a shit what you are. If you don't have the skill to list a property, I don't care who you are. You're not going to get it. It's a skill that people believe in you to sell the property. And that's a skill. You have to learn it. People don't understand it. Most people don't even get it. You know, so these are the things. So I started this group, and then I started another group just for fun. It's called The Intersection of Real Estate and Pizza.
Yeah, I think that's the one
That's going to be more like a fun group with different events of it. Yeah, so there's the pizza in the office. So this is like a little thing, and I put all about the real estate, the videos, like, and people are starting. I only have like 10 or 11 people. It's nothing. I didn't even start pushing it. There's like a few people here. I think 11 people. You're in there, Crystal, yeah. So it's nothing. It's just some people joining. It's like I'm going to start working on it and promoting it and doing events here and things, but I gotta get other stuff situated before I worry too much about that right now. So
I have no battery left, so I'm going to say goodnight.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go take care of this deal and send all these things yet.
Okay,
So
good night, guys. Good night,
All right,
everybody.
I'll see you
Good
guys
night.
later. All right, see you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
Mom. Bye.
Night.